Here we go. It's Rise and Atow versus Dralii and Oski in a nice 2v2 show match. You guys have been wanting a bit more 2v2, and so I have delivered. And if you're wondering what's the storyline for this match, because you guys might have given me crap before when I said you need a storyline for a 1v1 match, and I do think it's helpful. But the storyline for this one is that I asked Rise if he wanted to play a 2v2 match, and I asked Dralii if he wanted to play a 2v2 match. And these are the teammates they selected. So it's technically Team Rise versus Team Dralii. Dralii went with Oski, and Rise went with his teammate from KC in Atow. Now, these are all very highly rated 2v2 players. Like I said, I'm not sure if Rise is grinding 2's ranked as much, or maybe I didn't see him in the top 100. I didn't look super hard, I'll admit, but you don't have to look very hard for Dralii, Atow, and Oski, as they're all inside the top 12 on the leaderboard. Atow being the highest at rank 3 right now, behind Dupo and TRK. But the 2's leaderboard moves a little bit more than the 1's leaderboard. If you guys are used to watching the 1's, somebody gets to the top and they usually can hang out there for a long while. The 2's is just about daily. Someone else has taken over as rank 1. There's just too much action going on in this game mode. But so far, there is limited action going on in this 2v2 match. A nice little addition that we've seen 1v1 games with it, but now we get to see 2v2 games with it, which is from the spectator mode. We have everybody's boost just on their nameplate, and I mean, it's a obvious great addition if you ask me, as Dralii is going to find himself a very free open net here. Oski going to the ceiling to get a reset. Atow had dived in, and Rise was never going to be able to help him, so Atow's challenge was going to have to be perfection, and certainly not dropping the ball out to Dralii. What did the prediction end up on between the two of these? I think it is a pretty fair matchup. At the beginning, the prediction was heavily in favor of Atow. Right, so is it still open? I think I just saw it change slightly as people try and go, wait a second. One team's up 1-0. That team is guaranteed to win the match now. But yeah, I do think that Dralii and Oski at least have, you know, a 50% chance, which the prediction was not even giving him that at the beginning. I think there's an argument to be made maybe that I could even be favored here in this 2's match. 2v2 is not 3v3. I would never bet against the likes of KC and 3's, but it really is a different game mode. It's different enough for it to change up the results, as Atow gonna get bumped. What is this decal, by the way? Everyone's using it and I don't have it, and I'm feeling left out. What is this decal that Rise has on his Octane? Chat, quick tell me, and then trade it to me as soon as possible. Was in the shop yesterday and it's gone. You gotta be kidding me. I missed it and I'll never be cool? Is that what you're telling me? Oski is... Wait, Oski has a BDS Fennec. That's it. Chat was giving me crap because I was going to, you know, be tricking everyone who's watching. But if Dralii or if Oski's going to go ahead and wear a BDS Fennec, then the BDS logo is getting thrown up. He has decided to play for BDS here in this 2's match. And right now, BDS is up 2-0 as Oski pinches this into the corner. Atow flick over 1. Rise going to have to deal with Oski in a 1v1. That's an easy save and smooth transition to a possession. Dralii got lost in the midfield. Now Rise wants to put the pressure on Oski. Even if he does get this first save, he's hoping for a follow-up from Atow, but credit to Oski for handling that well and never leaving an opportunity for Atow to come in and make the play. He tried, but was never really close to the ball as Rise, without boost, forced into a low 50. Dralii using the last bit of what he has to get a double. Atow got the save. Director Cam had us kind of far away. But that was an impressive save from Atow. Another one. Now Rise. He's able to clear this one out. And the angle couldn't be found by Oski. Now this is where some offense is going to have to come through for KC, as a triple 50 essentially sends it straight up in the air. Now Atow, a dunk. Dralii's low boost on the back wall. Can Rise dunk it through? Dralii somehow glues it to the ground and keeps himself around the ball to make the follow-up possession. a couple spectacular defensive stands from both teams, but unfortunately for Rise and Atow, they're going to need more than just defensive stands. They're also going to need to get some offense on the board as Dralii and Oski go up 3-0. Atow tried to get the quick goal. Got demoed. As Rise recovery with that backflip onto the side wall. Not sure they're going to be able to get 3 goals in 20 seconds with Dralii in control of the ball, but need to try and find something here to get going for the rest of the match. Oski reset Dralii, trying to bump Atow. Look at this play. Dralii does not connect with Atow on the bump, but he does slow him down and makes his challenge come late, and Oski capitalizes with the wave dash shot, perfectly posting in. 4-0 for Dralii and Oski. A big kickoff loss, and yet still Oski recovers and keeps them at 0. The little passing play. Dralii had pre-jumped this pass. It's about 2 seconds left. Atow says we're going to need a new server for the rest of the game. Almost got it without even a bounce. If it's EU7, it's unplayable. Is that right? EU-7 is an unplayable server. Good to know. We will not be sticking with EU7. Dralii. Double resets. It does hit the ground. GG's. Get ourselves a new server. Game number 2. A better server. Because as we all know, EU-7 servers are trash. But the good news is that EU-139 servers apparently can be good. I thought people didn't like those ones because they were supposed to be virtual. Or maybe the dash ones are virtual. I'm not sure. I haven't been keeping up in my server naming. I do know when you hop into RLCS ones, they are discrete names if they're very clear. EU Octane or something, you know, and no extra numbers or anything. They definitely reserve some for RLCS. Atow on 0 boost. Not likely to be able to finish this dribble with much of anything. Rise, though, does his job defensively to allow Atow to return to the play. Oski looking for a cringe bump. Atow not going to allow that, and actually is able to win the 50 against the next player as well. Can he go the distance of the field? The reset shot is in. I think the server is better for Atow. I think this server is just fine. As he gets the nice pre-flip touch directly under the ball. I shouldn't say directly under, but on the sweet spot under the ball to slot it. And a 1-0 lead for the KC squad. Missed boost from Atow, the midfield. Means Dralii's going to get first possession, and he gets a clean dunk on Rise despite running out of boost. Found a way to extend that play just a little bit longer. Rise wanted the fake Dralii there. Win the low 50, but Dralii managed to get it into the control of Oski as Atow, on the last bits of his boost, tries to power and muscle the ball through. Couldn't do it. Oski's reset does not get clean over Rise. Dralii wants a dunk. Atow finds a way out. There was not a huge angle to squeeze that out without it getting dunked right back in. But Atow found it. And it keeps his team up 1-0. Oski, can he go the distance to the field? He is toying with the ceiling there on the whole dribble. As he ultimately brings the ball directly into Atow. The slot, what a save from Atow on no boost as well! Oh, he couldn't get this one. He needed to cancel the flip just a little bit more if he wanted to get this save. He needed to keep his car pointed perfectly up. It kind of flipped a bit too much. That was going to be really tough because he needed some of the backwards momentum too. Not an easy attempt on the follow-up save, but Atow almost had it. Fake kickoff from the KC squad. As Rise leaves this dribble off for Atow on the side wall. Oski doesn't get a touch. At least he doesn't get a touch on the ball, but he actually does push Atow off. That pinch wasn't likely to score with 2 defenders, especially not at that power. As Atow controls his dribble, Dralii can just dunk it and let Oski go to work, but the placement actually isn't quite there. Now Rise, can he run ahead? No, Atow actually leaves it for Rise. Look at this passing play between Karmikor. Atow on the ball, decides to leave it as he finds himself underneath it, and Rise pops it back out to Atow and steals it away. I mean, it would have been an open net there for Rise, which is why he's saying he wants a new teammate, please. But if you check the scoreboard, it is Atow who has the only goals so far for the KC squad. Atow, if he gets it past Dralii, now it's going to be a fight between Atow and Rise to see who gets to score it. And Atow is not going to let him steal it, as he got the outplay at midfield and even played through the bump to get the last touch. Rise did his best to chase it down. But it is 3 goals, all credited to Atow. Got a fake kickoff from Rise. He tries to let it roll directly into the cheating teammate. But it is still a fairly neutral kickoff. And now Dralii has the reset, the flip. Where's the defender? I think someone might have gotten caught up on the back wall and maybe flipped when they didn't mean to. Have to see it from the replay again. Atow, oh no, he just didn't have faith in Dralii maybe. Dralii was definitely going to be able to place it, you know, at least in the middle of the net. He ended up getting it all the way across to the opposite end, and Atow never even came off the back wall. Rise, another dribble 50, trying to get it up to Atow. Oski's able to break that up. So now it'll be Dralii versus Rise 1v1. And Rise actually pre-jumps and saves a ton of boost left over after he gets to apex height. He still has a lot left to adjust, and actually Dralii, you'll notice, is completely out, or has maybe 10 to work with. He tried to get a reset to make it turn into something, but credit to Rise for a good defensive pre-jump to create an opportunity for his teammate. It will be 4 goals, though, for Atow still. And now Dralii able to catch back up to this pass and win with defenders in nets. Oski, great jump off the ceiling. Both defenders were trying to dive in front, but Rise ends up guiding it into the top right. Not sure if Atow would have had the save, though, had he left it completely. Yes, Oski is still on oxygen, but I wanted to give them a logo, and Oski has seemingly granted us the right to put BDS on there, considering he is in a BDS decal. Oski, a dunk, now has nothing left to work with. Dralii has a bump, though, so it doesn't matter. There was not going to be a huge outplay made by Oski here on the goal line with 0, especially with Rise with boost, but he gets kind of caught up on the post as well, as getting absolutely slammed to the next field over. And Oski will easily be able to score. Now a tie game. KC seemed to have it turned around early in this game number 2, but now having troubles. And Atow will get his 5th goal of the game, looking for his 2nd hat trick if he's able to find another. Rise, nice bumping though. I think he was off there, taking the defender completely out of the play. There's a reason why Atow had such an easy time. Rise has always been known for making his invisible mark, according to the stats on the game, and apparently that's not going to change here in 2s. But Dralii and Oski, they quickly score. They're going to force that double hat trick out of Atow as he can't make the clear. Drops it straight down to Dralii. Now a huge kickoff with 37 seconds. Rise on the cheat up will be the one to get the possession. Oski forced back into the corner. Reset from Rise. Oski sends it to the ceiling. Great placement from Atow. Could definitely score this. He put it low as a way to try and punish Dralii, but it was a bit soft. Allowed Dralii to fall off the ceiling and make the play. Now Atow has a 1v1 against Oski. We know how threatening he can be. He's going to go air triple bump. Oski actually bumps Atow back into the ball. Somehow didn't get demoed and got the pool shot save on Atow. Now Rise going to work in the air. Has the reset. 50 with Dralii. It's on target. It's off the backboard. Both Dralii and Oski are super low on boost. If Atow and Rise can make a passing play, they could finish it here. And it did seem like maybe that was what Atow was thinking. But Oski cuts it off, and it's overtime. Rise delaying the kickoff, but really even faking it completely. Now trying to get the bump as he allowed Atow to get possession. Dralii handled it well. Oski has Rise in net. Rise has done well to challenge in the midfield, getting over the top of these dribbles and dunking them back into the opposite half. Atow going to have his air dribble intercepted. Now Dralii versus Rise. Rise again has been a great defender here high in the midfield. Does not allow anything to go through. That was not a great touch from Oski. It should just be an open net. And KC on the board. I want to see Oski POV here. Oh, we're not going to be able to go far back enough in time. But it seemed like he just got a little underneath the ball, expecting to be able to get a touch maybe towards the blue half. Instead, he just sent it to the straight side wall. And that's a pass to Atow and a game win for the KC duo. Will Oski stay? Oh, on the BDS decal? No. He's had enough. No more BDS decal. The team goes back to being uniconed. Whatever you call that. Unlogoed. Atow, tap over Oski. Rise cannot get the finish. Dralii able to get the save and even set him back up the other way. Atow pretty strong little pinch off the back wall to clear it away. And that looks like the potential end of the attack for Dralii and Oski. Rise and Atow, though, don't have a ton of boost to work with. I had been thinking about adding boost meters to our overlay, but I really like the clean look. I always have, and that's why I stuck with, even before we had this special overlay, you know, just the black, you know, 90% opacity background or whatever. And so I never really loved the boost meters either. And I always wish there was some kind of better way to not have them take up so much of the screen. And now that we have this, you know, I don't know if I even really want to add boost meters, because I think the combination that I have right now is pretty good. I have full team boost. If you ever want to know generally, like, oh, are they getting completely starved out? You can see it at the top, because that's the full team's boost collectively. And then you also have the individual players on the ball's boost. Rise might be getting his first goal here as he puts his squad up 1-0 in game number 3. The overlay resets. I don't know when that happened, but it is 1-1. I'll have to do it manually. Right now, Rise and Atow now up 1-0 in game number 3. You mess up the overlay every time you stream? I think that's probably a bit of an exaggeration. I think I actually reset it there when I changed the logo. I took the BDS logo off. Oski dunked. Well in control in the attacking corner. Rise trying to see if he can pinch off the back wall to put it midfield. Cloud9 just announced their roster. Yeah, we looked at that right before we started the stream today. They picked up the Omelette roster plus Hercules. That's some great pickups. Rise the double. Atow no longer needs to be the one scoring. Rise had his one goal earlier stolen, but he's come back with a vengeance and hit a nasty double here to put his squad up 2-0. I'm not sure if these guys are playing in comms or not, as Rise clears this downfield and makes it easy for Atow, a 3-0 lead. We are still only halfway through the game. Dralii and Oski could certainly bring a deficit like this back. Oh, look, that's pretty funny. They both went for the probably Spanish, but they went on the same side and just demoed each other. And so then the players who were back were just forced to do something. Dralii, seeing the pre-jumping Rise, tried to pull off the dribble, but Rise still made connection. He has been wreaking havoc on these guys trying to get out of their own half through the air. Oski just going to lob one on target to put his team in the offensive half, but Rise able to read that that's easily over the top, so doesn't even need to respect it. 50 out to Oski. Oski has a low boost Atow. Dralii was maybe going to try and chase him down. Atow made the right decision to just go early. And Rise made it back before the shot found its way through. So 1:30 left to go. And the Dralii-Oski duo is probably running out of time a little bit here. Ever since we have gotten onto the solid server, the Rise-Atow duo has looked like the better team. Was that server holding down Atow as much as it might seem, or will Dralii and Oski figure it out here? Dralii lobbed forward. Oski didn't have the boost to really make a play on it, though. So he has to allow it to fall to Atow. And any play that's being played that slow is not likely to make it past these prepared defenders. Dralii recovery to help out Oski on defense. Single jump over the top of this. We see that Oski's on 0 boost, which I think is very interesting. I mean, I think it's obvious based on how he's playing, and it would have been in the past as well, but I don't know. I don't mind it. I don't mind these new indicators. Dralii wants that pass to Oski. I mean, everything has been denied. Right now, KC are in full control of this match. As I say that, of course, they let Dralii through. He is going to get a goal on the board, but I think it comes at a time when the game was very clearly over. And I don't know if Rise makes that same challenge in different contexts. Are we going to see the Falcons versus Carmine rematch? I mean, I don't know. I think we'll both be at the major. I think predicting against them making it to the major would be insane. Maybe a couple of the most secured spots at the major are KC and Falcons, considering they never lost in their region. So I think we'll see them back. Game number 4. Rise and Atow are trying to scam everybody who listened to me out of channel points when the chat had the prediction at 70-30 before the start of the match. But I said, you know, I think it's at least a little bit closer to 50-50. Oski has again gone back into the BDS decal. So the BDS logo will show up on the scoreboard once again. As Dralii and Oski now getting a couple quick goals. Dralii's in the BDS logo, or sorry, the BDS decal as well. Oski wins this 50 for the cheating Dralii. And it's a great bounce back, and that's what they needed here in game number 4. Thank you for the tier 1 for 4 months, blue and green. New Feer brought Cloud9 back. A truer thing has never been spoken. Dralii, oh my goodness, what a save from Rise. Dralii, he just made a full field play. I think there was a ceiling pinch backboard double, and then it just got saved on the goal line with Rise just not even moving. I think he just stood in the spot and pretty much got the save. So a highlight clip denied, and now it's actually going to be a goal the other way. Atow wins out on this 50, or not even really a 50. He just has Dralii chip it into the corner for him, and he says, I'll go take out the other defender, and Rise will get that finish. Atow dishing this off to Rise. Rise not able to get what he would wanted, though. Good recovery from him, because Atow was going to be low boost. Rise didn't break up the play at all. It's going to be a tough situation to deal with. But that is so often what twos are about. Getting right back into play. Having that first man end up being the first challenge defensively as well. As opposed to trying to have that first man rotate all the way back before making a play. Oski is not going to be able to cleanly protect this ball. Atow, credit to him. He was definitely going to be able to get around Oski, but it's going to be tough to stop Dralii as well. But he found a way to do so, and Rise is actually going to tie up this game. And he does it by protecting this ball. gets the reset and actually bumps Dralii and sends him back down. It didn't seem like he was necessarily too focused on the bump play, but it worked out in the process of getting the reset. Big kickoff from Rise. He's trying to chase down the bump. Is the angle available? No, Dralii evaded the bump, found his way back, and it actually worked against KC. As Dralii and Oski will put themselves on the board. It comes down to Atow diving, thinking he had a chance to convert on their kickoff strategy, when really they did not. He probably should not have dove to try and get that angle without having Rise in a position to be able to handle the follow-up. Atow leaves the double. Rise back down to Atow. The shot is strong, but the defenders are awaiting in nets. As Atow fakes, and Rise didn't have the follow-up to his own setup off the backboard. Oski out of the corner. Rise heads to the ceiling for a reset, but still will leave the ball off to Atow. Oski crossbar down double. No, he put it out. Dralii, unfortunately, or fortunately, I should say, is there to finish it off. Reset pop over the top of Rise, and actually got the perfect angle here. If he didn't get, a crossbar down type angle, Atow might have broken up the play. It works out ideally for Dralii and Oski, who are trying to force a game 5 here. Atow, it's tough to see, not from his perspective, but it seemed like the first touch maybe didn't allow him to get the right follow-up, because that net looked very available for scoring on. Atow, zero boost left over. Rise couldn't find a way through. I don't think Director Cam picked the best POV to watch that from, as we were looking at the player inside the net. Atow going to be able to reset, or was hoping to reset on midfield boost and just let Rise set him up, but he had to wait around. Actually still didn't get it. He slots this one though. Wait a second. Atow stays in the play despite being starved out a bit on boost. Actually, Rise and Atow are both starved out. Atow finds a cheeky shot and availability to squeeze it in underneath Oski. Now his team within one. Atow wanted the 50 to fake, didn't really get either. Credit Dralii on a good defensive attempt. Atow left this off for Rise, and it's a bit of a dangerous 50. Rise is able to force it into the corner. Now passing play. Rise wants to wait it out, and Oski is able to intercept. This one sent straight to the ceiling. Atow didn't have the boost to make a play on it. He leaves, but Dralii, who actually also didn't really have a boost to make a high play, decides to go for it either way and just taps the ball over to a possession to Atow. Dralii actually ended up doing a great job with the end of his dribble. Atow and Rise both just kind of waiting for him to drop it, but he got enough of an extension on it to get an awkward touch. Rise just dove. Not a bad idea. I mean, considering the fact that they need a goal bad, I'm sure Rise felt that there was a good risk to be had there by diving in. Might have been the best chance they had in the next 20 seconds. But it didn't work out. And now, barring some kickoff madness, we are going to be seeing game number 5 between Rise and Atow. That will certainly secure it. What did the prediction end up at? I forget. I think, okay, 54-46 in favor of the KC guys. I think that's appropriate. Game number 5. Will the new BDS squad, you can see both their decals are BDS, be able to take down KC? Game 5, Rise and Atow versus Dralii and Oski. Rise had come alive in the scoring column late in this match, but no scoring was going to be enough to stop the 6 goals of Dralii and Oski in Game 4. I think the 2 games they've won now have been very dominant. And they find a way to do it again. Rise just letting Atow go to work. We've seen this before. Rise being a pest on the back line after the 50, just snipes Dralii off the back wall, and as long as you can give a little space to Atow, take away 1 defender, Atow will find a way. Dralii leaving this off for Oski. As initially he was using a lot of boost to try and recover to make that save. Atow, he is just so likely to score if he gets to this situation. You see Oski diving by and leaving Dralii alone. Dralii has boost to work with, but it's Atow we're talking about, who gets the reset off the ceiling and the front flip to finish to give a 2-goal lead. As far as 2-goal leads go for Dralii and Oski, though, or 2-goal deficits, I should say, they should actually be glad that it's happened within the first minute to have the maximum of time to make it back. Assuming they do stop the bleeding here. Oski 50 to the back wall, but Dralii doesn't have room to dive. Looks like maybe a missed touch there in the corner from Dralii. And a missed demo as well. It means they're in a tough spot now. But the missing will stop for Dralii as he's able to catch the double setup off the backboard. Rise. An interesting touch actually away from the pre-jump. You can see Oski was jumping at the arc towards the net, and Rise actually redirected the ball away, put it down the side wall in order to keep his team on offense and to outplay Oski's pre-jump. And then he fought Dralii, eventually got Oski again, and created an easy opportunity for Atow. So Rise being a huge difference maker here. You know, I think a lot of people will watch Atow make his huge reset plays, but Rise is having just as much of an impact in the way he does. Dralii just booming a shot quickly off the kickoff and putting his team on the board. Atow jumping off the ball for a reset. Rise headed to the ceiling. Pinch over to Atow. Oh, neither one of them picked up the boost. It feels like they probably should have. I guess Atow was probably leaving it. I don't think he needed it. Rise, though, decided to leave and not pick it up, or he just went all the way there and didn't grab it. And then Atow just gave the ball away. Did not protect against the dunk. And the confusion seemed like it led to the Dralii Oski goal. Within 1 now. Oski through the air. Atow challenging from behind the ball. Did a great job to intercept the dribble. Dralii couldn't force it through. A pair of 50s leaves the ball on the right wall. Now Dralii with 2 defenders waiting. Can be so tough to find a way through. Dralii decides to try and go to the ceiling to do it. A bump on Atow, but Atow actually handled the bump and still made the save. You can see Atow was really low on boost, so even a little bump might have been enough. Dralii, he'll slot those. They didn't score on the first attempt, but credit to Dralii, who got this all started and obviously got the finish as well. But I think of that initial dribble with 2 defenders in net, when you're so close to the play, it can be really hard to create meaningful offense. And Dralii found a way to do so by just taking the ball all the way up to the top of the arena and then playing it from there. And eventually got his team his opportunity. 3-3 with 2 minutes left to go. Oski will boom the ball into Rise. Atow actually demos Oski while he's up on offense. Atow tap around 1. Rise, you know he's going to be trying to be a pest to take out that final defender. Isn't able to do so, though, as this 50's into the corner. Atow as Rise upfield to the left. But does just cut it directly infield, a 50. And a follow-up from Rise. I feel like that's something to actually see, at least I'm remembering a single play from KC. They do a lot of dribbles straight down the center of the field using bumps, irregular bumps, as a way to try and break down defenders in the process of getting their goal. Rise, interception. Now was hovering around the play. Lets Atow go in to be that first man. Double outplay from Dralii, and Atow just booms it into the net. Dralii got past one and then flicked over the top of Rise. This was not in, but Atow said, "Here you go," and just slammed it directly in. And there was not anybody there to finish it. I mean, he definitely could have taken some time. He obviously was under the impression that a shooter was directly behind him and he needed to do something, but man, that could be the game-winning goal, or the series-winning goal even, for Dralii and Oski if Atow and Rise are unable to find any more. Rise can't keep the possession going as Oski is a menace on 0 boost. Has found time to grab some now. Atow, credit to him for a pretty tough 50 save. Guys, demoed at the midfield, so possession back into control of the pseudo BDS team. Rise, a flick is high. Atow, does he have this finish? Tough to deal with. Dralii actually recovers to the back wall and makes the save on 0 boost. But still, it's Rise and Atow. Ooh, Atow a little bit too creeped into the corner. If he had actually stayed out wider, Rise would have made a play for him. Rise just bumped Atow. I think he was trying to jump over the top of him and clear himself back out. Rise, a catch and save, and they've actually outplayed everybody. Dralii, can he recover in time? No, Atow will finish it off. And Dralii went all in and left Oski out to dry. Rise stayed calm and collected, a smooth catch, and knew he had one defender to beat after he did that, and managed to do so. So 4-4 with 4 seconds left to go. Rise will win this over to Oski, who gets the first touch reset on the carry, trying to drop it to Dralii, but Rise broke it up and sent the pass too high and into the corner. So overtime, will we see kickoff shenanigans to end this best of 5? It's a fake from Rise into Atow, but Atow can't control his touch. Oh, wait a second. He almost just pinched it directly in. Oski does manage to get it off target, though, and now Dralii the other way has 2 defenders in net to the backboard. Rise needs to cut off Oski, and he does. And now it's Atow the other way against late retreating defenders. Can't find any magic like he often does, though. Rise, his air dribble sneaks around Dralii, but directly to Oski. Atow, the defensive double to clear this one away, and that was actually closer than I think they would have liked, as Rise just barely able to recover to the slow shot. Now Dralii, he wants a backboard double. Atow protects it well. Rise at the midfield with 0. Oski, his double is over the top of Atow, and it will win it in Game 5 OT. Rise could not get up to affect the play without any boost, and Oski went high enough to make sure Atow couldn't get there either. And a filthy double to finish it off. The pseudo BDS squad take it in Game 5. GG's. Thanks for playing, guys. Thanks for playing. That was a fun match. That was a good one.